Hi, Scorpio. Welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-April 2025 love reading. Thank you to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridge and the gap spread. And the way it works is a look at the past, present, future energies between you and your main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll pull some more cards as well for some additional insight. And after the bridge and the gap dynamic comes into play. As far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. Also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as the energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel that's the way around in your situation, definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the King of Arrows. So this is actually an Aquarius energy. So what I'm getting from this, it looks like a very detached energy, right? We see the person holding the flowers in their hand and the arrow as well, which is a indicator of communication. You also see the facial expression, right? They just look like they're not too pleased, right? So I feel like this is saying on the one hand, it seems like you had feelings for this person in the past, but at the same time, back turned, right? We talked about the facial expression, everything. Seems like there was a reluctance on your part to express those feelings to this person. Past energy on their side, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So it looks like there was interest on their part in offering a committed connection to you, but usually the aces are more of a thought process versus actually taking action. So for a lot of you, they might not have necessarily come forward and flat out offered the commitment to you, but it does look like it was something that they had on their mind in the past. Present energy on your side, we have the Queen of Staves. So now a whole different energy coming off here, right? So this was Aquarius energy, this is Aries energy. So for some of you, this might even represent a timeline, right? Maybe saying back in Aquarius season, you were very standoffish around the situation, and now as we've been moving through Aries season, maybe you're now more open to it. But either way, this is Aries energy, like I said, which is very fiery, and it could just be saying that now you're actually a lot more open to the idea of being with this person in the present. All right, present energy on their side, we have the Eight of Swords. So this is Gemini energy here, and usually the Eight of Swords is an energy that points to you feeling stuck. In this deck in particular, it even looks like someone going through a mourning process, right? So interestingly enough, what I feel might have happened is with that King of Arrows energy you guys are giving off in the past, that might have given this person the impression that the connection was over between the two of you, so they might not be aware that currently you are interested in them. Future energy on your side, we have the Four of Coins. So this is Capricorn energy here. And if we look at the artwork here, facial expression, she doesn't look all that thrilled, right? And it looks like there's a figure in the background, but it doesn't look like they're in the room physically with her. So just be saying that your feelings for this person might still linger in the future, but for whatever reason, you might view it as more of an inconvenience than anything, right? So I feel like what's ultimately happening here is the feelings are there, but there doesn't seem to be any direct communication around those feelings for whatever reason. All right, and future energy on their side, we have the Star. So this is actually the major arcana card for Aquarius. And what I'm getting with this, to me, says that ultimately, I mean, we see quite literally two figures of shadows, right? So they might pick up on the fact that, yeah, okay, maybe the way the two of you are navigating this connection so far might be a bit unhealthy, right? But they might actually still ultimately feel like you're the person that they would love to go on that journey with, right? So if they feel like, okay, maybe we both have things we could heal to operate better in the connection, they still might want to go along for the ride with you, even though that's the case. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Ace of Cups. So yeah, so like I said, with ace energies, usually they just represent more of a thought than actually taking action on the said thought. But yeah, to me, this looks like this is saying that ultimately you might have found yourself getting feeling to this person, but again, there seemed to be some resistance to it. So I suppose it's at least possible that for some of you, what might have happened here was maybe originally the two of you were just friends, right? So maybe that was somewhat where your resistance to it was coming from. But either way, like I said, it looks like there's definitely feelings here, but not expression of those feelings. Bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Page of Swords. So if we look at the artwork here, to me, those candles represent the passion, right? And if we look at the way they're holding the sword, definitely not the smartest way to do so, right? And if we think of the sword as representing communication, combining that with the candles, which, like we said, could represent passion, right? That could be their issues. Maybe they just struggle with expressing their feelings. So could just be saying that ultimately they'll still try to find a way to express those feelings, but they just might not be the best at it. All right, moving on to your Oracle cards. First, we'll see what we get from the Messages of Love Oracle card deck. I'm just going to give this a few shuffles. Okay, and what we'll do is I'll actually just cut the deck and pull a card. Take this card here, and next I'll do the same thing with the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. So, just going to give this a few shuffles now. Okay, and I'll take this card, get this out of the way, and we'll take a look at that Messages of Love card first. All right, we have balance. It says one person is giving too much in this relationship. Well, funny enough, what I'm feeling more than anything is that it doesn't seem like either of you are directly giving to the relationship, right? Like I said, here we see the back turned, right, with the symbols of feelings but not expressing them. Here, like I said, it looked like this person was thinking that they'd like to offer a committed partnership to you, but I don't necessarily see that they clearly did so, right? So maybe it's just more so that you take turns, right, with those things where, okay, in the past they seemed open to it, you weren't. Right now you're open to it, they're thinking, oh, it's already over, right? Then so that could be the imbalance there, is that the two of you just can't seem to get on the same page at the same time. All right, and from the Wisdom Oracle we have a leg up. There's the artwork, and the number is 34. All right, the relationship message says relationships that are healthy thrive on interdependence. It's important to recognize that you need others as much as they need you. You must allow people to support you, just as you were there for them. This is a time to be vulnerable, to speak up about your needs, and to ask for them to be fulfilled. Trust. You will be met with kindness and love. Don't expect others to read your mind, though. Ask, and it is given. So yeah, it goes without saying when we were talking about this spread as a whole, like I said, it seems like what's lacking is the communication, right? It seems like the feelings are there, but it seems like neither side is expressing those feelings. So ultimately, I feel like that's going to be the key, right? You guys are going to have to be more open around how you're feeling toward each other, and then it seems like that will improve the overall quality of the connection. So, hope whatever resonated for you guys will wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.